Okay guys, to the Moon Man here. So there's actually three different providers that have roulette and baccarat. 10 roulette tables, 10 baccarat tables. Okay, look at this provider. There's how many roulette tables here? There's 32 roulette tables here. Now, I'm sure not all of them we're going to be able to play, but some of them might have like $100 limit, a minimum limit, $10,000 buy-in or something like that. I've seen those before. And like, look, some of them are like I said, 20 cents, 50 cents, 10 cents. If you wanted to like test out your theories, somewhat cheaply and inexpensively, this is the way to do it. I mean, you could just sit here in the lobby and look for something that you like and then pop onto that table and then go for it. And that's kind of like, what you can do here on this. And that's kind of like a strategy in of itself. As you can say, okay, well, my strategy is I want to bet once there's 5 blacks in a row, I'm going to bet red. And boom, okay, well, there's red. So you would have won. Now it's a matter of, did you get on the table fast enough? Did you see it quickly enough? Did they give you enough time to actually click on the box and load it up? And probably not. That's the only problem with doing it that way. So you kind of have to anticipate, like, okay, well, maybe if you see 4 in a row, maybe you should sit down at that table and get ready. Roulette for this provider. So let's go Baccarat. And it says Sickbo on here too, so we gotta check this out. You got 18 Baccarat tables here. And actually there is one other provider for this as well. So let me show you that. Okay, here's Roulette for this provider. And this is instant roulette, so I don't know if we would play that one particularly. It's like you got like a whole bunch of like roulette tables and then you just like place a bet. I don't know. It's a little bit odd, a little bit strange, a little bit different. I guess you're trying to get 2 balls to land in like the same, but then you have to also bet on that particular one too. And this is the $100 one right here. And some of these like different countries and stuff like that, so we might not be able to do all of them. So let's see. And here's American roulette. I think there's 13 roulette tables here. I could be wrong. That's my guess anyway. Baccarat. It says Baccarat and Sickbo. So, okay, and see that some of them are $1,000 minimums. So I think there's 27. Okay, so here's the strategy coming up. How I was in the casino and I was, kind of just trying things out. I would spend like hours and hours and hours there. And as soon as I figured out, how and why and when it worked and figured out like patterns and all these good things. I went from speed roulette to the tables. So I went from basically betting like $1.50 to $3 bets to $5 bets. So I progressed up. I might have added money to my bankroll to do that because I wanted to get off the speed roulette machine and I wanted to play like a lot, live dealer. I would win 10 times, using like either a progression or a Martingale or whatever system that I was using at the time, and you could vary it up. System only came in once or twice per hour, and live roulette was spinning a lot slower, because they might spin every like say 2 minutes instead of every 30 seconds. That will prolong my stay. So I wanted to try it, so I kind of fooled around with it for a little while. I was able to figure out that it was a good strategy, and I was able to kind of like see the light explained in the mindset video. If I can do it, if I can take $5 and do it for 10 spins and make $50, well, what if my bankroll was a little bit larger, Well, I could do $25 bets and only have to go, and win 4 spins, and I can make $100. So to make the same $50, like say I had to spin 10 times, if I $5 bet, if I would just increase it, well, even if I increased it to 10, well, then I would reduce my spins down in half. But if I was able to get up to like a $25 bet, If I wanted to make $50, I would only have to spin twice. And if I wanted to make $100, I would only have to spin 4 times. So you can kind of see where I'm going with it. The more time you spend there, the more times that something bad can happen. Like, you might get a streak going against you. Now, there's a lot of opportunity online, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to know where that site is, just contact me and I'll give you my code. But there's approximately 100 tables between Baccarat and Roulette. Before we get into that, give you an example here. Let's say if you can win $1 a day. Well, obviously you're not going to win $1 a day if you go to a live casino, unless you're like living in Vegas and you can walk to the casino, and go through the strip and all the casinos there. I mean, that's not something that a lot of people can do. So a lot of people can play online. So you first off, you want to set yourself off a time that you can spend, let's say, an hour. Maybe, if you're working, fine, great. Maybe before work, after work, whatever time that you have available that you're not going to be distracted or interrupted or, drinking or partying or anything like that, so that you can have your mind set. And as soon as you're up whatever units you are and whatever your strategy is for the day, depending on your bankroll, you end your session and then you can do it again the next day. Or if you're not working, you have a certain bankroll, let's say like it's $200 or $300 is what, I did for the low budget gambler. You set your target for like $20 for the day or $30 for the day or whatever it is. And then you close the session out. You can come back in like 8 hours or whatever it is and do it again. So set yourself off some time. Let's say an hour. An hour is a good amount of time that you should be able to make some money online because it's very, very fast. They usually have like 15-second intervals where you have to bet. There's quicker ones than that are like 5 seconds, because it means they just can't get your money fast enough, and they want you to make mistakes. So, which is absolutely ridiculous in my mind, that they don't give you like at least 30 seconds, to place your bets. There is one that I really do like that actually gives you a little bit more time, and I'll show you that later if I can, because it does have like a name on there, so I don't know if I can. But anyways, getting back to it. So up here it says your average win. Doesn't mean that you win this every day. I'm saying average win. Okay, that means you can have some days where, let's say your target is $10 a day. Okay, well, some days you might win 10, some days you might win 15. You might hit you might be playing roulette, you might play a number and you might win that, put $1 on 11 or 0 or something and hit it, and you might win a little bit more that day, and then the next day you might lose $10. Kind of like what we're doing with the challenge. Some days we win, some days we lose. I mean, but more often than not, we do win, and we did have that one big losing day. So if your average win is $1 for, like, let's say an average month is 30 days, so you're winning $30. Okay, well, that's not that much. Okay, well, that's fine. But if you can make $1 consistently every day for a month, and you can try out your strategies, and you can do it with real money instead of like doing it with fake money. And you can do this online because there, like I showed you, there's some tables that you can do for $0.10 and 20 cents. And a lot of people don't like to do simulator. And I'm personally one of those people. I'm like, I don't care if I win or lose at least a little something, but I want to try it for real. Otherwise, it just doesn't, it's not the same, because it's a simulator, and I want to try it to do it as cheaply as I can, but I'm willing to risk a little bit of money to try it. And that's just me and my personality. Okay, so if you can win $1 consistently, let's say you can do it for a month. Okay, well then why can't you bump it up and then make it like 3 or 5 or add a 0 to it and make it 10, depending on what your bankroll is. Well, if you can go from 10, then why can't you go to 20? And then from 20, why can't and this is what I've done. I've done this. You know, I've taken a small balance and made it large, and that's what this channel is all about. There's approximately 100 tables online, as I showed you. You can play every table. Okay? How long would it take you to make $1 on every table? Let's say you bet $1. Maybe you do the martingale. Maybe you do a progression. You know, I'm going to be playing both Baccarat and Roulette. I'll show you my balance. I'll show you everything. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know how big of a bankroll I'm going to need. But I'll show you my bankroll. I will show you all the steps that I take. And I'm going to start out by trying to make $1 per table and see how long it takes. I'll use both progression betting and martingale betting. For Baccarat, it's going to be progression betting only because I haven't played Baccarat for a long time and I'm not really that great at it. All I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, up like that as a ladder. And then if I win, then I'm going to go down 1 unit until I reach my $1 profit target. So basically I could lose 8 in a row, which I have done, and I've tried it out before I've recorded this video, and I can lose 8 in a row consistently on Baccarat. It's not uncommon for me. Because I played, and I kind of tested this out. If I lose 8 in a row, sometimes I'll win 8 in a row. So it kind of like goes in a pendant. But that's not what I'm trying to do today or in the next video. What I'm trying to do is trying to make a $1 or a 1 unit. And I probably won't be talking too much, which some of you guys probably will like because I talk a lot. So I can't imagine it taking more than a couple minutes per table. Yeah, 8 spins is like 2 minutes. So for roulette anyways, Baccarat could be different. It could last a little longer if I get 8 in a row wrong. So I think I might start with Baccarat first. Maybe I'll do like one provider and do like all Baccarat and then do roulette and then do the next provider. I might do it that way. Like $1 for every table is $100. That's $100 profit. Now you can do that every day. Let's see how long it takes and let's see if we can do it. I mean, that's the challenge. That's the goal. So stay tuned for the next one where I play Baccarat and roulette and try out these new strategies that I presented to you guys.